Looks like there we are. Hey, everybody. What is up? Figure I'd hop on here a few minutes early. See a bunch of you hanging out, chatting with each other, and figure we'll talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. Well, so first of all, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. But more importantly, what I'm interested in is what kind of gifts are you giving and or have received today, huh? I can go first. I gave my wife some like a thing of flowers, like a bouquet of flowers that had some roses in it. That's kind of her preferred present. So gave her that, and she gave me a little golf ball tinned thing of Reese's, like little mini Reese's peanut butter cups. And I did, and there's 12 of them in there, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't eat all 12 in one sitting. Probably not good. Probably not very good, but I did, you know. I'm like, well, there's 500 calories. Okay, what's up next? But yeah, so so I did that. My kids, my youngest child, I got her some, she loves dinosaurs. And so I got her a couple dinosaur t-shirts and some candy. My older two kids, you know, my wife actually got those presents, and I'm not really sure what they are. Is that bad to be saying on the internet? But I know there was some candy, and I think there was something else. I want to say like maybe a little piece of jewelry or something like that. But anyways, that's what we did. That's what we're doing for Valentine's. This morning we did it before work, so in school. So pretty cool. Let's see what we got going on here. Ken says a card and some candy from his wife, Amanda. Very cool. Let's see here. Ooh, Lucky Strike says he's giving himself the gift of the Silka Flash 008 for Valentine's Day. I'm good to myself, and I ain't going to get crap from anywhere else. New toys are always a great gift. Hey, Lucky Strike, you know, I'm definitely not complaining there, right? But that's funny. Randall says just spending time with wife, and that's what she likes. No gifts. Very cool. And you know, for those let's see here, son. Looks like my dad's on here. Son, what about the Lockfather giving me some goodies? Dad, now, as you know, every time you come here, we have tons of goodies here that you are always welcome to, and I think you have some of those treats. So I don't know. I haven't even seen you today, so I hope you are doing well. But what's more interesting there, Dad, is what did you get Mom for Valentine's Day, huh? Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. FTRV Denny says, I got my lady a new lockpick set, but she didn't want them, so I got to keep them. Denny, so I wonder, was that something that, does she know how to do lock picking? So I was reading another comment. Does she know how to do lock picking, or was that intended to hopefully get bounced back to you? That's funny. Classic Cartoons and TV Shows says, welcome everyone into the CLK employees are having to work late on Valentine's Day. Blame PJ. Guilty as charged over here. Guilty as charged. Let's see here. I got some goodies from CLK. Video to come later. Very cool, James. Let's see here. Evil Art Conservative says, I was at the grocery store after work. The area in the front of the flowers was drenched in water from all the men buying flowers. Oh man. Very good. That used to be me years ago, but hey, after I think I've been married 17 years now. And so I learned many years ago, just get them the night before, keep them in my truck, and then bring them in first thing in the morning. So, uh, yeah, let's see here. Locks and Y says, hello to all you lovers. Well, hello to you as well, there, Locks and Y. Spending recover time with my girlfriend, says Vernon. And Denny says, she's learning, but I knew I'd end up with him. Okay. I mean, I'm okay. Very good. Very good. Let's see here. Ooh, hey, okay. Let's see. This from the Lockfather's answer. I got your mother some candy, and we're going out for a Mexican dinner tonight. So I'm being a good husband. Ask your wife what I sent her and your girls with them. Interesting. Cool. Very, very happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, hey, here we are, Valentine's Day, February 14th. And let's go and have a little bit of fun, get this show started. So thank you and hello to all of you who have just recently joined in there. Hope that you are having a wonderful Valentine's Day. So, all right, here we go. Okay, posts of the week. Let's see what we got going on here. So this first one comes from Robert with Eden's Mobile Locksmith. Love all the tools and supplies that I received from CLK Supplies. I also love the educational videos. I believe I've watched them all. Robert. Well, Robert, I mean, the fact that you think you may have even watched them all is incredibly impressive. And by the look of your setup there, very cool. Like seeing that you got your HPC key machine there, your super wedge, and some locks, Lockpick Lodge, new mat. I mean, big bro, the dual stamper, some lock bins sitting there, all sorts of fun stuff. So I just want to say thank you very much for the support. That's a wonderful picture there. Next up comes from Stanley G at Kolinsky's Locksmith LLC. Hopefully I said that right. Sorry if I didn't there, Stanley. He says, here's a photo of me and CLK items on my workbench. Looking good. See the mat there. See the lock caddy in the background. It looks like a card there. Got it looks like a Ilco key machine. Good stuff. So thank you for sending that picture in. Oh, yeah, of course, the beanie and the lanyard right there. I skipped right by that. But looking good, looking good. Let's see. Next up is from Joe D. Says, thanks everyone at CLK Supplies. The Lockpick Lodge came in use right away. Don't forget the pinning kit and the snacks. Again, thank you. Well, hey, our pleasure. Very cool. Thank you for sending that picture in. Looks like my picture's all, like I always say, my picture's small here. I'm always having to lean in to look, but looks like the high security pinning kits. But very cool. All right. Next up is comment of the week. Let's see what we got going on here. Looks like a whole bunch here. I got to make this screen bigger. I'm not going to be able to see these here. All right, there we go. All right, so it looks like these are a bunch of comments from the latest Billy video. And it says, if Billy can do it, anyone can. WWJD, what would Julio do? Okay, nice play there. I think Julio would say, don't give up. Billy, you're almost there. All right. We got Billy the man. He needs to use his skinny finger. He keeps a fat finger pushing. Oh, man. Let's see here. One thing you can say about Billy is that he doesn't give up. He don't give up. Billy is dedicated. And last but not least, we're going to take the long way around, but we gonna get her. All right. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it, guys. Thanks so much for sending those comments in. And I mean, come on, are you guys loving the Billy videos or what? I mean, I think they're absolutely fun and also kind of show a little instruction in them. But man, those are funny comments. I tell you what, that's good. But you know what? I have this Topo Chico sitting here. I haven't opened it up and been talking too much here. Let me go ahead and crack this. Of course, it's my drink of choice. And there we go. Cheers to all you out there drinking Topo Chicos as well. Well, I think this is only my second today, so I'm actually doing pretty good today. Excuse me. I need to show you guys some pictures. I'll try to remember next week. I'll show you some pictures of my backup Topo supply. Okay, you can never have too much, but anyways, yeah, Billy is funny. Oh man, we have a blast with him, and I tell you what. So, is it this week or next week? On a Sunday video, you're going to see Billy in there. But let's actually talk about this for a minute. So we have some really, really, really cool videos coming out soon, and we're doing stuff we've never done before. And man, I honestly just can't wait for you to do them. And a bunch of them, by the way, feature the Lockfather with me. So I think you guys will get a kick out of them for sure. But yeah, the Billy videos are funny. We're having a lot of fun with it. And the cool part is I typically watch them with you guys. So because I don't see them before they're done. So it's kind of fun. All right. So now, of course, I was going to say here in just a few minutes, we'll be announcing this week's Lockboss 2.0 winners of the week. So we'll be doing that here in just a few minutes. But before we do, let's go into our topic of conversation tonight, which is who pays the fee? And tonight we are talking about credit card fees. All right. So, this kind of started with, and I'll pull the slides back up in a second, but let me kind of set the stage on this. Okay. So credit card fees are essentially something all of us have to pay, but about a month ago, this is actually the last week in December, right before the new year, I had a couple weird things happen to me, and I was like, what in the heck's going on? Like, is something changed? All right. And the first thing that happened was I was at the DMV, and I was getting my star license so I could still fly. Now, of course, at that exact same time, they moved the date, so it wasn't that big of an emergency, but I was getting my star license. And of course, when you go to pay, at least here at the state of Idaho, if you want to use a debit or credit card, they charge you a fee to do that, right? And so I was also getting my daughter's, why it was even kind of up in the front of my mind was I was also getting my daughter's, my oldest daughter's driver's permit, right? And so after I got done doing my star stuff, she was like, hey, do you have anything else? Because that way you only get charged one credit card fee. And I was like, oh yeah, they've actually always charged us for the credit card fees. Okay. I said, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And the next thing you know, I'm at a Mexican restaurant, kind of like a Qdoba, but more, or like a Chipotle, but more like a local version of that. Okay. Just like a one local version. And as I was paying, I looked at the bill to sign to put a tip on there, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just got charged the credit card fee. They added it to the bill. And then I look, and there's a little sign that says convenience fee gets added. And this is right after the Idaho DMV. And I was like, oh my gosh, like we're getting charged. Like this is the second time for using my credit card I've been charged. And then once again, I'm at the golf simulator place, and the guy I was with likes to get a bunch of energy drinks while he's golfing, like I think Monsters or something. And they made this like big deal out of like, nope, hey, just pay at the end, pay at the end. And I started to dig into it with him at the end. I was like, hey, I'm kind of curious, why do you do that? And he says, well, because I don't want to pay, the credit card fee for each drink that someone gets. I just wanted to do it at the end to, why give away more money? And I was like, I mean, are things changing or what's going on? So I started doing some Google searches. I'm like, what's going on? Is there some movement or what's going on? And next thing you know, I keep seeing these advertisements about this company that essentially is advertising like don't merchant processing fees 0% or something. I'm like, what? So I start looking at it, and essentially it was a creative marketing way of saying, hey, we're gonna teach you to bill your customer for those charges, and you don't have to pay for them, right? Which is, I'm like, okay, well, you're still kind of paying the fee, but I get the spin. I get the spin. So with all that being said, I was like, you know what, this is something I don't think we've ever talked about before, and it'd be fun to kind of dive in and talk about it. So before I get going, through my research, this is what I found, is that in most states, you can actually charge a fee for running a customer's card. However, in some states, it is actually illegal. However, what is not illegal is to charge a convenience fee. All right. So a lot of the terminology that you see, and that I'll even be using here in just a minute, is essentially a convenience fee that you can do if someone wants to pay with a credit card. Well, hey, we have a $3 or a 3% convenience fee. That's how people are getting around it. So, anyways, it's funny how the games we play, right? But all right, so I first want to start off, and I was like, you know what, like, how long have credit cards even been around? And I was shocked to find out that credit cards were invented in 1958, which is kind of confusing for me because I didn't even think the internet was around then, right? But according to our friends at Capital One, which they seem to, I would imagine, would be in the know, when were credit cards invented? Bank AmeriCard, launched by Bank of America as the first consumer credit card in 1958. Bank AmeriCard was also the first credit card to offer revolving credit. So I thought that was kind of interesting. How many of you know that? Now, is there anyone who is watching that happened to maybe be a young adult or something, or a teenager or something in 1958 that remembers? Or if not, I'm curious on when is the furthest back that you remember a credit card. So it'd be kind of fun just to know. But so I thought that was interesting, right? 1958. Definitely ahead of their time. Bank of America was back then. So let's kind of hop into it here. So according to NerdWallet, how much are credit card processing fees? And they typically cost 1.5 to 3.5% of each transaction total. Now, something interesting about that is I remember, and so when I started doing this in 2004, right, you had to find a merchant processor, and you essentially had to arm wrestle over rates, right? Or you would have to threaten to break up with them and start dating someone else and hopefully get those rates down. I don't know, probably similar to what we have to do for UPS and FedEx rates today, but and then as the years went on, you started to get some of these fixed rate companies coming about. And probably the biggest one by far today would be the Square, Stripe, right? Those two companies where they kind of just did a flat rate fee of what, 2.4, 2.6, something like that. And which is interesting, right? Because if someone's using a debit card, they're making more money. And if someone's using a rewards credit card, like I would, they might be, losing a little bit or something like that. But so they've definitely become more standardized, right? But let's kind of, it looks like Vernon says about 1970 to get the first card. That's really cool. That's really cool. I would have never guessed. If I had to guess what date or year credit cards were invented, like before looking at this, I probably would have said like mid 90s. I don't know. But so anyway, so let's talk about our options here, right? If you are operating a sort of a business, credit card fees are a thing, right? I mean, I can tell you right now, like for us, like we pay several $100,000 in credit card fees each year, and I would much rather have those several $100,000 sitting in my bank account, and I'm sure you would as well. So. Let's talk about the options to handle credit card and credit card payments. So, you can just not accept them. I think I've seen a couple, at least one comment in here, if I'm reading it right, that they just don't accept them, right? Next is to calculate the fee into the price and then maybe offer a cash discount. I've definitely, as we've been going here, I've been seeing a bunch of those. People saying that in the comments. Also to have a minimum, can't talk all of a sudden. Here we go. Have a minimum order rule. So like orders under $5 have a 50-cent convenience fee, right? Because depending on your state, you couldn't offer a credit card processing fee. So it would have to be a convenience fee. Next would be to only accept debit cards. Now, like I was giving the example of the state of Idaho, that's what they do. That's not what they do. Winco. So it's a local example. Winco is a regional grocery chain that is in Idaho and I think probably some other places, but they only accept debit cards. Okay. And when I was there actually, a while ago with one of my kids, I was like, because I typically like to pay for everything with credit cards for the most part. And to get the points, little quick fun tip. I've been married 17 years and we have never taken a vacation that's actually cost money because I use all the credit card points. So it's a wonderful little perk. But who spelled convenience fee, that would have been me. So with this place at Winco, they only accept debit cards. So I asked him when I was there, I was like, hey, if you don't mind me just asking, like, why do you not accept credit cards? And the person I asked was like, oh, it's very simple. We like to keep our prices as low as possible, and running debit cards is less expensive than credit cards. And so we're able just to set that low price. And that's how we do it, is we don't calculate in credit card fees, only the debit card. So I thought that was really cool, So, I mean, it's really cool outside of the fact that I can't use a credit card when I go there. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. And then lastly is the to charge a convenience fee. Oh, yeah, I misspelled that. Oh, have mercy. Woo, that's a bad one, man. Locksmith, I'm glad you're around to help me. Once you see that, you can't unsee it. Okay, so technically it's a charge a convenient fee or VV fee, convenient fee, something like that. But anyway, so like the state of Idaho, like I was saying, does that with adding that fee onto the bill. So, I'm just curious, and I think it's just a good, fun topic to talk about, which is how do you handle it? All right. And, just full transparency, let's talk about CLK. Let's talk about us here for a minute. And so most of the time, we sell manufacturers products, right? So let's say like the Silka Flash, right? The Silka Flash comes out, the MAP pricing, minimum advertised price, let's say is, $700. Well, so that essentially means like in the market, we're going to have to pay we're going to have to sell it for $700, right? There's not a ton of wiggle room on that because no one wants to pay more than they have to for a key machine. Right? That's just kind of the way it is. So we don't really get to add that fee, that 3%, let's call it, into that, and we just have to eat it, right? And it'd be nice if there was a different way around it, but the cold hard reality is that for the most part, for CLK, we have to just eat the fee. Right now, of course, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just saying that that's just the way it is, right? And I think some of you are like that as well. So sometimes in business, you're just gonna have to pay that fee. But I want to give you a fun example though that happened. And if you're watching, hey, this is okay. This would have been, I don't know, it was a couple months ago, but I think it was a $30,000 order. People, they were buying a couple machines, upgrading some machines, doing a bunch of stuff. And they got it all together and they ended up needing us to match a price or two. And so we did. And it was getting slim on the margins, right? And they came back and they were like, hey, technically, if I were to get this right now, it's going to cost you, it was like $800 in credit card fees. And they're like, so if I send you a check, can I get that discount as well? And I was like, that's so creative and a little shrewd. I thought it was kind of fun, but by the way, I'm not endorsing everyone doing that, by the way, please, please don't. But I thought it was interesting because the weird part is that all of us know of all of these fees that are out there, and to negotiate using those fees, I thought was kind of fun, probably not worth it on a, $50 sale, but for this gentleman on about $30,000 sale, he was definitely kind of doing that. So, but see a weird, sorry, getting distracted with the comments there, but so anyway, so I think, I don't know if there's a right way to do it. The interesting part of the Mexican restaurant that I was talking about is that it didn't even bother me because the dollar amount, I think my bill total was like $12. And so adding 2.6 or 3%, whatever they did, of a convenience fee, it wasn't big enough to really make me think any differently. And so I was like, good for them. They're being able to do that. Next time I go in there, I need to ask them, hey, if you don't mind me asking, like, do people get mad about this or what? But I think it's interesting, right? It's interesting. There's not one right way, but it looks like a lot of people here from the comments that I've been reading as I'm talking, pretty much are saying that they just build it into the price. And I think at the end of the day, that's probably the best way. If I had to vote for the best way to do that, I would probably say that's probably the best in most situations. But like us, it's something that we can't build in an extra 3%. Although if I can, next time Locks NY calls in with an order, I'm going to try to slap a 3% convenience fee on it just to see what he has to say about it. joking. But anyways, so it's just a fun, interesting conversation I figure we'd have for a few, but look at that. We've already been going. It's almost 4:30 already. But so we'll go ahead and move into the giveaway. But I tell you what, some of these comments, inappropriate. What's going on here? But anyway, so that's credit card fees. So definitely in the comments, let us know what you do. If you have any strong opinions one way or another, go ahead and list them there, because I know people like to read them and maybe it'll change their mind or have them experiment. But at minimum, try to go back, look, pull up your Square statement and look at how much you paid in credit card fees last year. Okay, that's what I did. And then I would look at your prices and be like, do I really have these calculated in? How am I absorbing this cost? And see what happens. So, and maybe consider changing how you do that. So, yeah. Anyways, all right. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get on to season 2 winners. All right. And before we do, let's go over the rules. Here we go. Well, let me get myself out of the screen there so you can see all the rules here. All right. So what to do if you win? You're going to want to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 848-6989, and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win. Comment on our videos with the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from the comments of the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. You will also be entered in to win the Triton Plus Ultimate Edition key machine. That winner will be announced on May 4th, 2023. So that, and of course, it is completely free to enter. So with that being said, let's go ahead and announce this week's winner. I'll give myself a little drum roll. Winner number 1 is Driftless Security. Congratulations. Winner number 2 is, I did that a little weird, a little quick, but it is Joe Palvinick. Hopefully I said that right. Congratulations, Joe. Winner number 3 is Grover the Toe Cutter. Good anon there. Winner number 4 is Scorcher 617. Scorcher 617, congratulations. And last but not least, winner number 5 is Nathan D. Nathan, congratulations. Of course, we still have our Lockboss Icon sleeve tee going on, free with purchase over $389.89. And of course, man, we've been getting people have been getting those like crazy. Pretty cool to see. So let's go ahead and so let's show everybody. Let me kind of sift through the comments real quick. See, seen some good ones in here. See here. Yeah, Newhouse says, I built it into my pricing as well, and I got the new printing mat. Very cool. Hopefully you like it. Looks like Locks NY's flexing here. I pay more in credit card fees than most people pay in a year. Nice work. Good idea and no idea on the fees. Fair. Let's see here. What can I deal? Can I get, Adrian says, if I send a case of Topo Chico? I mean, you're pretty much getting the farm at that point would be my best guess, right? I mean, you can never have too much Topo. Ken says, debit card fees is a big ripoff for the user as it is your money and they charge you for it. That's BS. I don't think too many people would argue with that. $800 in fees. Ouch, yeah, not great. Jimmy J, how's it going? He says, creativity always pops up when inflation rises. Very true. Let's see here. Is anyone noticing PJ Shirt is doing weird stuff? I don't know. I don't think it is. Looks like Locks NY has some answers for that, but we'll leave those off there. And good stuff, everybody. Well, hey, I hope all of you had a fun on the show today with us, and I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Probably a little surprise for you in store next Tuesday because I have jury duty. So we'll have to find out what we have cooking then. And as I just hope you all have a good evening, and we will see you same place, same time next week. Although you might not be seeing me because I might be judging others for their crimes they've committed or something. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyways, y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.